It's June 23rd, and the strange side of history awaits. Today, we have a daredevil walking above a deadly drop, an invention whose layout still shapes us today, and an entire continent set aside for cooperation instead of conquest. Let's begin. On June 23rd, 2013, a man stepped out over a canyon with nothing beneath him but empty air. His name was Wallenda, and below his feet was the Little Colorado River Gore near the Grand Canyon. The steel cable was only 2 inches thick, and the drop was about 1,500 feet, and he wore no safety harness. For nearly a quarter mile, Wallenda moved across the wire while powerful winds rose from the gorge, striking the cable and making it sway. At times, the gusts reached around 30 miles per hour. Then the wire began to whip and he was forced to stop. Not once, but twice, he lowered himself onto the cable, kneeling above the abyss, trying to calm his movements before it threw off his rhythm. Every step carried a shadow of his family's past. His great-grandfather, Carl Wallenda, had died during a high-wire performance in 1978, and now he was walking with the same danger under his feet. For about 23 minutes, the world watched him cross, and then finally, he stepped on solid ground. The fact that his family already included a fatal high-wire fall makes this even more terrifying. On June 23, 1863, a machine was patented that would quietly change the way humans write forever. It was called the typewriter. At first, it looked more like a strange piano than a modern keyboard. They had built a device that could strike letters onto paper using metal arms called type bars. But there was a problem. The better people got at using it, the worse the machine behaved. When typists moved too quickly, the metal arms slammed into each other like letters tangling, keys jammed, and the machine froze, as if it could not survive the speed of human thought. So, they began to rearrange the letters. The familiar alphabetical order was broken apart, common letters were scattered across the board, and the layout slowly became what we now know as QWERTY. It was not born from comfort, it was born from a mechanical flaw. QWERTY was not made because it was perfect, it survived because we got too used to it. On June 23, 1961, the coldest continent on Earth became something almost impossible, a place nations agreed not to fight over. Antarctica had always felt like the edge of the world, a frozen wilderness of darkness, storms, buried mountains, and silence. But during the Cold War, even the empty white continent could have become another battlefield. Then, the Antarctic Treaty entered into force. It banned military bases, weapon testing, and the dumping of radioactive waste. No country could use the ice as a fortress, and no army could claim it as a prize. Instead, Antarctica was reserved for peace and science. The continent was placed under a strange silence, protecting it from the usual hunger from land and power. Scientists were allowed to work there freely. Research was shared. Cooperation mattered more than conquest. Cooperations mattered more than conquest. Today, more than 50 nations are part of the agreement. And in a world that fought over almost everything, Antarctica remains. Another day, another strange bite from history. Like, comment, and subscribe. Your next Eerie dose is just a day away.